Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. The dance that I'm currently creating, it's called Darkness is a Beginning, is all about looking at the parts of ourselves that we've judged as sick and bad and ugly, and realizing those parts are actually really telling us things that are important for us to make changes and to release things that no longer serve us. And one of the inspirations for the dance piece comes from the increasing number of women who are coming to me to ask for help, my help as a doctor, because of their struggle with fibroids. So today I want to talk a little bit about fibroids and share with you two powerful tips that I think can be extremely helpful in healing fibroids. If you struggle with fibroids, the first thing I'd love for you to know is that you're not alone. And the numbers range from 25% to 40% to 70% of women at some point in their life will have fibroids. And the number is not exact, partly because sometimes you don't know that you have a fibroid until you start having symptoms from the fibroid. But as you know, if you struggle with fibroids, once those symptoms start, they can be horrible. And I've had women who come to me with severe pelvic pain, with bloating, with bleeding and anemia, who want to be intimate with the men they love and are having so much pain during intercourse that they cannot be. Again, you're not alone. And today I want to share these tips with you because I've seen so many women struggle with this. If you are hearing from anybody, including your healthcare provider, that you've got a small fibroid, don't bother it and it won't bother you. Or you have a large fibroid, let's do a uterine artery embolization and your fibroid issue will be completely gone. Please rethink either of those recommendations, because unless you address the underlying problem with the fibroid, you're never going to heal fibroid disease. If you ignore the fibroid that's there, if you just cut off the blood supply as they do in the UAE procedure, you still are not addressing the real reason the fibroid showed up in the first place, and you may get more fibroids. So I want to share something with you. It may feel like your body is attacking you when you're having fibroids, but your body is not attacking you. Your body is communicating with you. And it's extremely important to listen to what it's saying. Here are two tips that you can do to listen to your body and then deal with the underlying reason for your fibroids. The first one is practical, might be controversial, but it's the truth, and there's evidence that supports this strongly. If you struggle with fibroids and you eat a diet that has animal products, I strongly recommend that you eliminate animal products from your diet, including dairy, especially pasteurized dairy. There are a lot of studies that link dairy consumption and definitely animal consumption with hormonal imbalances as well as extreme inflammation, and all of these can predispose you to having fibroids and make your fibroids worse. The second tip that I would recommend is something that is actually a little bit more nuanced, but just as important. And that is to ask yourself this question: is there something that I have emotionally that I'm holding on to? Do I have some past baggage, mentally or emotionally, that I am holding on to that needs release? I have worked with women who are eating the perfect diet, who are exercising like crazy, who seem to have to be doing everything right, but this element was not addressed. And once they dealt with this element, healing started to occur. So I highly recommend doing this. Really start releasing anything you may be holding on to. I will be going into deeper detail on both of these tips, as well as more tips in my upcoming webinar on August 30th at 8:30 p.m. California time. The title of this webinar is Natural Options for Treating Fibroids, Reclaiming Your Womb Health. And I really hope you can join me for this. If you can't, and or you see this YouTube video after the webinar has happened, just check the description down below, and there'll be a link for how you can access and register for a recorded version of the webinar. But I just want to leave you with one last thing and repeat it one more time. When you are struggling with fibroids, remember it's not your body fighting against you, it's not your body attacking you, it's your body's cry for help. So take the moment, take the time to listen, and then you can heal. Much love.
Are you feeling a storm within? Can you stay with it a bit longer? And then scream, sing, pray, but first do what you need to say to it. I hear you. Allow it to move through your abdomen like ripe dark berries. Let it stain your rightness like melena. This feeling isn't a coincidence. Your weeping has a place. Darkness is a beginning.